Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marja'iyat TV. House of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts commemorations of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. With the arrival of the month of Muharram, the House of the Grand Shia Islamic jurist Ayatollah Sayyid Hussein Shirazi continues to host the commemorations of the Master of Martyrs, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in the holy city of Qom in Iran. These commemorations are attended by various groups of Shia believers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, as well as religious scholars and activists at the presence of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi. The lecturers at these events address the outstanding uprising of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and the participants recite eulogies in honor of His Holiness. It is worth noting that the House of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi will continue to host these commemorations for 13 consecutive days, both in mornings and afternoons, and in the two languages of Persian and Arabic. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi raises banners of mourning in Beirut, Lebanon. The Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Beirut, Lebanon, raised banners of mourning to prepare for the commemorations of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him. Each year, this office holds commemorations of Imam Hussein during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi holds commemorations of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Holy Karbala, Iraq. The Office of the Grand Shia Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala holds commemorations of the Master of Martyrs, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during the upcoming month of Muharram. Some managers and members of the Grand Jurist's office, as well as seminarians and public groups of Shia believers, participated in these commemorations and listened to lectures by Sheikh Zuhair al-Asadi. In his lecture, Mr. al-Asadi talked about the practical methods to purify one's soul and heart. Office representative of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi meets tribal and governmental figures in Baghdad. Sheikh Maysam al-Akaishi, one of the representatives of the Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Najaf, met with several tribal and governmental figures during his trip to Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. In these meetings, the Grand Jurist representative talked with Dr. Nabil al-Qadem, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, Khalid al-Hadithi, Minister of Planning, and Lieutenant General Abdul Amir al-Asadi, Chief of National Staff of Baghdad. In all these meetings, the Grand Jurist representative conveyed the respects and prayers of the Grand Jurist to these Iraqi officials. Ashur Husayniya raises banner of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Kuwait. Over the past few days, the banner of mourning the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, was raised atop the Husayniya of Ashur in Kuwait. This banner was raised during a ceremony which was attended by groups of religious figures and Shia believers on the first night of the month of Muharram 2020. Imam Ali Husayniya installs black banners of mourning in Holy Karbala, Iraq. With the arrival of the month of Muharram 2020, Imam Ali Husayniya in Holy Karbala hoisted the black banner of mourning to announce the beginning of Husayni commemorations. The center will host commemorations of the Master of Martyrs, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in the first 10 days of the month of Muharram. Abiha Institute hosts commemorations of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Holy Karbala. Abiha Cultural and Charitable Institute, affiliated with the Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, hosts large numbers of Shia believers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, during the first 10 days of the month of Muharram. Sheikh Yusuf Rabi'i delivers lectures during these events. Sadiqiya community honors police chief of Basra. Sadiqiya community, affiliated with the Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Basra, honored the efforts of Colonel Muhammad al-Qatrani, the police chief of Basra. The law enforcement in Basra have taken effective measures to counter the threat of coronavirus in this city. Yaseen Husayniya holds commemorations of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, in Australia. Coinciding with the month of Muharram 2020, commemorations of the Master of Martyrs, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, were hosted by Yaseen Husayniya and Mosque in Sydney, Australia. Groups of Shia believers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, participated in these commemorations and listened to lectures in Arabic and English.